Hello, everybody. Welcome to One Mic Podcast. I'm Marcos.
I'm Ray, and we have Mr. Lovell here.
Hello, everybody. How y'all doing?
Doing pretty great. And yourself?
Good.
Today we're going to talk about the power of neighborly connections. But before we get started, Mr. Lovell, I have a question for you. I want to know who's your favorite NBA player.
Oh, currently. Okay. That's a hard one. So I would briefly say my favorite ones were Magic Johnson and Kobe. Magic because of the assists, he made his team look, make the team look good. I even, as old as I am, try to do the behind the back passes, no look, pretty good at it, But Neo's all jacked up, so I can't do too much of that no more. But I'm the bomb on 2K, no joking. But anyway, and Kobe was my favorite as well. But currently, I mean I love LeBron because I guess only because he's great and he's a Laker, so I love that. But I would say I really enjoy Curry. Although I'm a diehard Laker fan, I do enjoy Curry. Just the 3-pointers and stuff. I just love his style.
Okay. What about you, Marco?
I think my all-time personal favorite would have to be Ray Allen, even though that's a little bit older for the time. But the way that his style of just dribbling around the ball, going back and forth, and then just always being a team player,
That's cool.
Mine personally, probably too many, but Kobe, Kyrie Irving, T-Mac.
Yes.
Those are a lot of good ones.
T-Mac, why T-Mac? I love him too.
I just like his style.
Yeah.
Just like his style, the way he dunks.
Yeah. I just wish his career was longer. He'd
Yeah.
definitely be, way up there.
Yeah.
I think he would have had a good career. Well, first question that I got for you is, how do you think we could encourage our neighbors to have more interactions with each other and be more supportive to each other?
Build meaningful connections.
Okay. That's a good question because definitely that's been an area that's been on my heart. Like I would say, I was convicted, and I'll tell you why. And convicted meaning just kind of like that's an area that I felt like, you know what, I need to do my part in that. So going back, when I was younger, way back in the 80s, 90s, growing up, we knew our neighbors. We played football, in the street. I still got injuries and stuff from falling on the pavement in the asphalt. But it was cool because I definitely it felt safer and things like that. And so what I was reading, this book is a book called Neighborhood Initiatives. I was actually on the plane last year, and the topic was again about like, do you know your neighbor? Do you know their names? And I'm like, dang, I don't. You know what I mean? So now, fast forwarding, into the times that we're at now, I'm like, man, at the time, I'm like, I don't even know my neighbor's name. And so it convicted me to initiate, like y'all, the group talked about last week. Is like, I think the first thing is for you to see that it's a need to connect and to initiate. And it's as simply as like maybe like waving, or I know y'all don't do that. Yeah, but it'd be like, what, do something, but not to ignore it. But I think the first thing is for you to make the first move. And all of us have different ways.
And how would you go around interacting with someone if you're not such an interactive person?
Like a socially awkward person, or
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good question because pretty smart. Yeah, I like that question. I would say, think of a way that's comfortable for you. That's not going to make you get into an anxiety fit, right? Because I know, there's students. I know, especially even here, there's students who are like real vocal, real personal, than other ones. Their strength is different. So I would say what's comfortable for you. So, for example, there's people that, when we first we're in Lancaster, and when we first moved there, we got this letter in the mail just saying like, welcome to the neighborhood, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Now, I've never seen that person in person, and person that I haven't seen them, but they introduce themselves by just a letter. And so maybe they're not comfortable to come to the door.
Okay, Mr. Lovell. So, the question I have for you is, what specific benefits come from having neighborly connections?
Okay. I would say the first benefit I would say is that there's a sense of safety, right? So I know, like, if I'm, if my wife and I are away and the kids are home, it's like I know that Tom and them from across the street are paying attention. Kelly from across the street is paying attention. The Gonzalez family next door, they're paying attention. So it creates a sense of safety. And then it's like, I also noticed that it's like, it's kind of fun too. It's like it's like you just get to enjoy the camaraderie around your neighborhood, like when you know the people, right? And so I'll give you a couple examples. Like the way we initiated it, like I said, I was telling you guys earlier, is that I read this book and it convicted me about basically getting to know my neighbors, right? And so I'll say the first part of it, and I would say I'm comfortable talking with people. I'm a little more than the extrovert side, so it's a little easier for me. So I'll just, instead of just doing this or waving, just one time the idea came to me. It was like, okay, it was around Mother's Day. So I knew the lady across the street and the lady on the side of us were mothers. So I was like, okay, Dollar Tree.
Go get a little balloon, flower.
Yeah. So I just went and got basically cards and said, Happy Mother's Day from the Flemings. Brought it to them, and they were like, oh my God, thank you. And I'm like, and I could hear one of the ladies talking to her husband, oh my God, look at what they did. I'm like, it felt good, right? And then and I kid you not, the next day, the neighbors next door brought flowers to my wife. And then Christmas, now we're fast forwarding Christmas, we opened the door, the neighbors across the street bought a big old thing of like cookies and candy and gave it to us. Mm-hmm. A few minutes later, the lady next door, they went to El Salvador. They brought us this prayer plaque because they know that we're pursuing our faith and stuff. So I saw it as creating a chain reaction. So number one, it's safety, but it's kind of fun getting to know them. So we've been invited to our neighbor, the Gonzalez family. Every time they have a celebration, they invite us, and I love my pupusas and tacos and stuff.
Right.
So yeah, all that. So it's a lot of fun. But like with you guys, like what would you say, like, is there neighbors that you either know that you get the benefit of, or is there someone that you maybe want to start getting to meet? Right.
I think it would be starting to get to know people more, because it looks like in my neighborhood that there's some people that are like nice and caring. Like, for example, I have this one, I think Filipino neighbors. They come every once in a while, bring cookies, or they bring one of their home dishes, and
That's cool.
And it's pretty delicious at times. So
That's
yeah.
cool. That's cool. Why you bring me? What about you?
I feel maybe with my peers in like school, and maybe my neighbors too, because I just wave to them, so I don't like know their names or anything. But maybe I could take like the initiative to create a relationship with them. So yeah, my neighbors and peers.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think I need to start taking more initiative, be more talkative, because I don't really like getting to talk to people, because sometimes I'll be a little too nervous, or it's just like, oh, I don't know that person. Like, I don't know how they're going to react to me, like, wanting to talk to them,
Yeah. And then I kid you not, and it goes through my mind too, right? And so, like, even like you said here, like if we have new students or new staff come on board, or so even for people who are extroverted, it's still a little like in your head. It's like, okay, you're gonna look stupid, or yeah, because you like especially like and my kids tease me because I'm like that, like in person. Hey, how you doing? They're like, you know what I mean? Especially out here in Canada. Down south, it's like a norm. But it's like, but sometimes, especially like, I love technology, I love social media and all that, but I think sometimes those things can pull us away from real relationships, right? To where we're more, for example, people can be more talkative when they're playing somebody online, but if you meet that person face to face,
when I be
it's a
playing my
different
video
story.
games, I'm right there like blah 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 blah, talking smack or just
Yeah.
having a fun time talking with my friends.
Yeah, yeah. But then it's harder in person, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes, right? But what I was saying a minute ago is like sometimes, like I said, as extrovert as I can be, I still have that fight in my head, like being accepted, really, or if I'm looking lame or dumb. But then at the same time, I'm like starting to ignore it. But I've noticed though, it's like you get a positive reaction sometimes. You get others people kind of like, what's wrong with him? I would say majority of the time people smile back.
Yeah.
Because I think people do want to see. I think it's about honestly, and this has hit me now. I enjoy talking to guys, but it's hit me now. People want to be noticed. People want to know that they exist. And so you could be to have the shy person, but at least acknowledging them, let them know, okay, I see you, right? And that could be just be the only interaction they have for the day. But just like I said, so I encourage you guys because both of you guys are like have a moment. But you guys are really strong leaders. You guys have different strengths. But so I'm saying that it's a benefit to them, even for you guys to acknowledge them and make that first step. Because we got a brown brother, black brother, and you guys are examples that everybody's not doing drugs. Everybody's, you know what I mean? You're it's not the stereotype. You are a genuine, strong young man. And like I said, like I told you guys one-on-one, it's like there's a level of trust you have with me, right? And it's like, but I think two benefits. People need to know who you guys are,
Yeah.
because their life will be better for it. And at the same time, it gives you more confidence making those first steps, getting to know your peers right here. We have new ones coming in, and your neighbors, because Marcos is all right guy.
Yeah.
He crazy, but no, he all right. No, joking. But my point is, it's a benefit two ways for you and for them.
I think another question I got is how do these connections help make a stronger community and well-being overall?
That's a good question. This is something that I just noticed right now, and I think it's an example. Because everyone have certain strengths, right? So shooting this video podcast, you have a couple people operating the cameras. You have somebody doing the light. You have somebody editing. Even before we build it up, we need to change that. We need to do this. And then Rod let me know that that's on me, but the SD card was full. Just in these few people here, we're able to get things moving because everybody was participating with each other. So in the small circle, you have someone who are more outspoken. You have other ones kind of quiet, but everyone's playing a part. And so when everybody else is playing a part, things is better, right? Just like we were talking earlier about basketball. That's why one of the things that I love about Magic is that, and Kyrie does the same thing. It's like if you get everybody involved, there's success. But if I'm trying to run it, and trust me, there's so many times I try to do things on my own strength and it doesn't work. But when I get to know you and know your strength, it's like, okay, Marcos is good at that, so do the throw it to you. So I'll say overall, we have a stronger community because a couple things. Everybody's playing their part. Nobody's burdened trying to do the whole thing. But the benefit of it, when you're doing your part, in any relationship, is a sense of satisfaction.
It makes you feel good on the inside.
Hope that answered your question.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, because I feel like when we all get together as a group or as a community, as one, it feels better because you get to see each person's strength and then you get to see them grow as a person. And then you just get the help that you need from a little bit of everyone. You're not just struggling, forcing yourself like, I could do this by myself. But there's that person that you know that could help you with what you need done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and another example of that, like I was talking to Mr. Rossi yesterday, and he gave me some ideas about our podcast to present to you guys. It was like, and I told him, like, man, you're pretty smart.
Yeah.
But it was like, but you need, it's those connections, right?
Yeah.
It makes things much better. I think it I think it was Helen Keller. I think we posted it yesterday when we did the
Oh,
community thing. But it was like,
yeah. I
we could,
remember what you're talking about, the little quote.
it was like we alone we could do nothing, but we could do much together. Something
Yeah.
like, I don't misquote her, but it is the principle's true.
Yeah, working together, a lot more could get done, I believe. But that's only if you're really willing to work together with people. Because I see that a lot of people don't like working with other people. Like, it could be like, oh, that person's a little annoying, or like, oh, I don't like the way that person thinks, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's one of the problems that we have in the community.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, and getting along. Right.
Yeah.
Right. I had actually a question for you, Ray. I've seen you doing construction. Both of you. I know that's a field that you're exploring. How have you seen because I know one of the projects you guys have coming tomorrow is the installation, right? So like, how have you seen like the power of like connection help with basically in construction?
Things just go by more smoothly, and I would say it just opens up more opportunity for like mutual interest and mutual topics, So you might find something out about your peer or your friend that you didn't know before. So
Yeah.
I think that's what I've seen a lot.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
You know what? I think something that bothers me about not having a connection with the people that you are close with is you just don't really get to know the person before judging them. A lot of people in the community just like want to judge people before actually getting to know them, like who the person really is. So I was wondering, like, what is one way you think to get around all that?
Okay. So, and to be honest, sometimes those thoughts are going to come to your mind right away.
Yeah.
And it's like somebody said, one of the guys I grew up who was teaching me, it was like they have a term, it said you can't stop a bird from flying over your head, but you can stop it from building a nest. And so it's like, that makes sense. So you're going to have thoughts, right? You're going to have thoughts like, there's like, and I'll probably give you an example in a minute, but number one, just realize, okay, that's just a thought, right? That's passing my mind. Oh, she looked like a snob, or oh, he's gonna rob me. That those thoughts may come to your mind, but you have to just realize, okay, that's just a thought. That's not me.
Yeah.
So I would say number one, like ignoring those thoughts and take an initiative to get to know the person. Like it could just start off, and again, I want to say this real quick: relationships, any relationships, dating, friendships, all that, it takes time. It takes time, so you can't rush it, but you start off with, hey, how you doing? And like you say, it can happen while you guys are on the work site, and you just happen to just start talking, talking about sports. And like, I'm like, even when you mentioned Ray Allen earlier, it was like, because I'm older, I'm like, oh, you remember Ray Allen? I'm joking. It's like, but it's like just having casual conversations. It's not like you have to make something happen. It's just more like letting it.
Yeah, just letting it flow.
Like building a relationship like brick by brick, basically.
That's it. And those are the ones that last.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I talked to, I don't know if I shared this with you guys, but even in relationships, dating relationship, you don't want to run, you want to walk. Mm-hmm. And so, like, for example, I love talking to you guys. I remember years ago, it's kind of funny, but years ago, I was at my mom's house. I was, still in my teens. And the thought hit me in my mind. It was like, run down the street. I'm like, run down the street. So I did it. And I'm like, the neighbors probably like, what are we doing? But so I ran. I hit the corner. It wasn't long. It was just a couple of houses. And then the thought was like, okay, what did you see? I was like, I think the neighbor's house is green. But then, okay, now walk back. Walk back. Ask the same question. I was like, okay, the house is green. They had a dog in the yard. Oh, that house is brown. Oh, they look like they just got a new car. I was able to
identify the things.
So in relationships, if you're rushing, there's certain things that you're going to miss. There's going to be things that either red flag to say this is not for me, or you can miss things that is really you can appreciate. So you could go back and be like, okay, this person I'm dating or a friend was like, man, they keep their word, right? They care about me. They have my best interest. These are things you can detail, but if you're rushing, you'll miss it, right? And so I don't know how that came up, but I think that happened in any context. You want to take your time to get to know people so that way you can appreciate, but you also you're able to pivot if you need to avoid it.
Yeah. I think that's some great information right there, because I've been struggling like to deal with like identify the things that aren't good or what is good for me. So hearing that, I think it does really help.
Okay, I'm glad. And then it's I wish I learned that early. Even like I said, the concept was taught to me. Like I said, that experience, but it was like. But I ignored it so many times growing up. And so that's one thing. Okay, Lord, if you give me opportunity, I'm gonna try to help as many people as I can to avoid it again. But then, like my wife now, she was my friend, and right after high school. But it was so cool because now there's so many things I can. The other day, she was getting ready for an interview, and she was like, "Okay, what are some of my strengths?" And I kid you not, I was able to go boom, 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 boom. Why? Because we took our time. We were friends first. And so I'm able to nail it. But if it was just a quick date and, all that other stuff, I would have been able to say, I'm like, oh, well, you're cute.
That's it.
One thing. But yeah, but like I said, there's, many mistakes I made, friendships and relationships because I just wasn't thinking or wasn't really taking the time to appreciate it. So again, like judging a book by its cover, it could be good or bad. You could think like, oh, that's the person that's good. She's cute and all that, or oh, you look like a good dude, but you still have to slow down to really get to know. Nobody's gonna be perfect, but it's like I said, is it someone I can continue to appreciate, or somebody I need to avoid?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you got anything else to say?
No, I don't have anything else to say.
Well, I think that's where we're going to end this on the one mic.
All right.
It was nice having you, Mr. Lovell.
Thank you. Appreciate good questions. And again, I just want to encourage you guys. You guys are really strong leaders. So continue to grow. We're going to make our mistakes. Like I said, I just made a few just in 5 minutes. I forgot a couple of things for the cameras, but and to those of you who are watching, just you got worth. There's something about you. That's why you're here. That's why you're alive at this time. You're here, and there's something about you that for your family, your friends, it's something about you. You're worth the time, right? You're worth the time for people to get to know you, and you do the same thing for others. All right. Love y'all.
Thank you.
All right. Thank y'all. All right.
Oh.